Good morning, evening, afternoon, London traders. I started the stream a bit earlier because I'm still testing some stuff with my camera and things like that. So I'm on just a few minutes earlier. Hold on, let me. Good morning. Sounds working. Yeah, still on that. Still need to double check things. Yeah. So I want to go over yesterday to start with. I actually haven't started. Normally I journal in the morning. So because when the market closes, it's 10 p.m. here, 10:30ish. I'm just too tired to do proper journaling, and I always do it early in the morning, but I was really busy. So I still need to do my journaling of yesterday. And, in all fairness, I did not really because of the Jackson Hole and according to my journals, it's very tricky price action. I didn't spend a lot of time behind the charts at New York Open, but in the afternoon there were really some good opportunities, and so definitely something to journal. So it's not like, oh my God, it's always like Jackson Hole, we cannot trade it, and it's like seek and destroy. But there's always opportunities. You have to be more specific, just be more, sit on your hands a bit more, and then the opportunity will come. So, so I still have my coffee. Here we go. I hope everyone's having the coffee as well. And I love these sessions. You know why? Even though there's not a trade now, it just gives you so much information for the AM and PM session if you do trade them. So it's always a win-win if you have time to get into London. I think it's such a good way to trade because it's slower and there are a lot of opportunities. And if not, if it's in a consolidation, you're going to get quite a big move in New York session. But let's get into it. I gave myself time till 2:30 to just do my journaling because I wasn't supposed to come on before 2:30, right? Yes. Here we go. There's a lot of things on my chart, so I apologize for that. But so this is something I look at. I have specific calculations because I'm a time-based trader. I look at specific time zones and those work in tandem with each other. And these two boxes, they help me a lot for specifically this AM session box. So normally when it's not manipulated, well, obviously it's always manipulated, but when we have normal price action, I get a lot of information from this box using these levels. And normally what happens if I see a high created, you can almost predict how far it will go to the downside. So here you see 0.5 and it just didn't tap into 1.5, but if you see that happen, it will happen in the next box because it's sort of like a delayed delivery. It's not as exact as it normally is, but if you journal this every day, you see very patterns happen over and over again, and really helps you. So for me, if I know that this high is in, I know at some point, okay, I have to look at this around this area, and if it doesn't reach it yet, it will most likely reach into it in the next time area. So this helps me a lot on the higher time frame. So this helps me like on the 15-minute, I do my analysis on that. And let me just quickly. So I'll journal until 2:30, and then I'll get it to London. There we go. Okie dokie. Oh, the bloody magnet is on. I hate that. I know some people really love working with it, but I just don't for some reason. So, here we go. That is that. Um, now, this is interesting as well here. See how beautiful it went into this level here. Okay, I'll make this quick. See, we still have this beautiful liquidity here, right? I'm aiming and looking at that. So this was yesterday's opening range gap. We went into the morning. This is the Judas. I would say this is actually more of the Judas, to be honest. 10 o'clock move. Went nice into another old percentage fair value gap. This is the midnight range that I always highlight. Just beautifully delivery into it. I wasn't watching anything here, so this would have been a nice short. And this is the move into the 4 hour. This is a 4 hour, the 1/3 level here, right over here. So I measured that. And that was, yeah, in the afternoon session when we were live. Look at this here. Using the 130, the afternoon presented fair value gap. We still have this one here, an old one, right? Tapped into it, over it, again into it. I would like to see it go into it one more time and just tap it Right over here. We'll see. Okay. Okay, now quickly, my last two slides that I go over before I go into the London. I'm just going to let this run. It's okay. I'm not in this move yet, but I think there's definitely going to be some nice opportunities in London session. Just let it go. No, I need this to be in the 5 minute. Here we go. So this move should have been already in just before 2 o'clock, so I just don't want to be in it right now. Waiting for a retest, and I'm sure it will go lower. Well, I'm not really sure, to be honest, but I have some levels lower. I'll go over that in about 5 minutes. Give me 3 more minutes to finish this, and then I'll get into the London session and some levels that I'm looking at for London and or even the AM PM session New York. You see how it's using these purple boxes as well, right? These time-based boxes that I use. And these are the first presented fair value gap of yesterday's PM session. They just work in tandem, just go back and forth. This is also the daily open first presented fair value gap. And you can take trades in days like this. Really, it's you can bounce between them. So this would have been, we have consolidation, and it's been working its way in this presented fair value gap. Then it's almost and using some other confluence, but you can still trade this chop. You just have to make sure that you don't sit all through this, because that's just horrible. Then you have to wait for a specific time. But this is Asia. I'm not really interested in that right now, but still a lot of opportunities there as well. Hold on. Just want to get this quickly done, and then we're going into our London session. See here, yesterday's afternoon, how it used the PM sessions, the first presented fair value gap. Right over here, goes into it, wicks over it, the bodies stay below. So on the 5 minute, you can see the bodies are staying below. On the 1 minute, this is all, you just see a lot of candles here. So you have to go through times. You have to cycle through 1, 3, and 5 minutes. What I do if I use them. But on the 1 minute, you'll see a lot of candles here, and you don't see it as clearly, because you just see it's going in and over the level. But on the 5, you can see clearly that the bodies are staying in it. So it's getting weaker, and you have a fair value gap here on the lower time frame as well. So this was a very clear short. I did not take it because I wasn't online yet, but it was a very nice short, and there were more opportunities here. This was also a very good opportunity here. Breaker, retest. Yeah, it's through some chop though, and then you have to, so there were definitely good opportunities yesterday, but just a little bit more chop, so you just have to be more careful. Same day today, it's Friday plus still another day of Jackson Hole. But let's see if we can get maybe a TGIF. Just have to look at the weekly profile. And we're getting near month's end as well, so it's also nice to do some more high time analysis. Here we go. One more slide, and then I'll get into London. So this also gives me a lot of information. Look, we have a market maker. We're almost at the end of the market maker sell model. So I don't think we're done yet in the sell. I don't think we have activated the buy program on the higher time frame. So let's have a look. I think we still have some room to go to the downside in this sell model. Okay, let's go. Hello, hello, everyone. I see there's some new people watching as well. Welcome. If you have any questions, if you want me to go into specific things, please let me know, because that's what I like to do. I like to go over things that people want to know. Last one. Okay. And if you have any feedback, because I know I have a lot of things on my charts and I go over, so I try to minimize that a little bit to make it more clear. I look at a lot of data. Okay. So this level here, where it's at 0.27, so 23,144, that is something that I have on my mind right now. I'm going to the lower time frame. See, it's exactly 144. Okay. 144. See, it matches up with another level, 003. Yeah. I need to start my. Oh wait, no, yeah. Just gonna get a quick scalp on that because I have not really prepared that trade yet. But for me, it's just it is gonna go there. Maybe in this 233. It's actually one of the ICT macros, I believe. This is just an evaluation because I'm not playing my funded yet because I want to have a little bit more. I want to be warmed up a little bit better. So my first trades are only mainly scalps or just warming up because if I go full in, for some reason I just don't know why it just doesn't work for me. Okay, here we go. Oh, it's almost okay. I missed that one. I hope someone took it. I hope someone's in. I'm too late. I'm just gonna let that go. It's just too short of it. So 003 time for me. Everything lines up now. This is a good trade. 144. Yeah. And if it doesn't go there now, it will do it in the macro afterwards. If it does that, then I'll definitely get back in. Let me go on the 1 minute here. You see, this is tricky, right? If you go on the 1 minute, you see that the event horizon is shifted. So this purple box, the event horizon, plus it went into a first presented fair value gap of yesterday PM session. So that's why you need to cycle through them. But yeah, what you most likely will see happen that it goes down and then it wicks and then the body goes up into its level. To measure this wick. Why is this bloody magnet always going on? Okay. So yesterday's wick used a 1/3 level, and then it rejected a little bit to the upside again. So now I'm aiming for, this is 101. Let me see if we have anything there. And then at some point we can measure this area here. Let's just skip a little bit higher. How's it going? Yeah, I missed that one. I was a little bit too late, so I'm just gonna let it go. There you go. Just go down to the downside. So you see, if you go to those time cycles here, if you have to stay in the 4 hour. Just hit the level. There you go. Okay, now that's my, that would have been my, I would have had my TP. That would have been earlier. I didn't take that trade, but obviously, that would have been a good trade. Now, it's 2:37. We hit liquidity level. I will be a little bit careful now. I don't think we're done going to the downside, but I would just wait. Me personally, I would wait now. Although it just could run, but we've got a daily low here. Yeah. Beautiful. Nice. I'm not in it. So what I'm using here is called the digital time volatility. So all these levels, these are volatility ranges. This is AMP low. So we're on the bottom of this as well. And this is the AMP high. So here it works its way up. This would have been a good entry here in this first presented fair value gap of the midnight. Boom, boom, down here. Now we're overextending into out of the range. So probably will use the whole time to 240 for sure. We've got nice liquidity here. It's a daily low. Beautiful move. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, so I'm more, normally I would have been, I would just chase, and well, not really chasing because, it was obvious it was going down to me. I would just get in and just take those few points. But now I'm just more like, okay, I really love the larger distribution moves that I can really have a good RR. And so I'm trying just to be more consistent with that instead of just going in and out. It's easy. It's so it would have been what was it, $200. But I really want to. I'm really training myself not to do that if I don't get in the proper area. So I just give it more time. But look at this; it's just an awesome move going down. It's beautiful. Yeah. Let's go to the higher time frame to have a look. So this is the weekly. So I showed you the other chart I showed that was on the intraday, and this is on the weekly. These are the weekly ranges. So according to this, the weekly range extends to, so this is to the end of today, right? Yeah, so we could overextend to the downside, but we're now working our way into the weekly lower range. This is an old midnight, so this would be a good entry, and this is the midpoint. So let's see if it stops here. 0.76. It's also the mid of a rejection block if it's going to reject it. Just beautiful move. Love it, love it, love it. Now let's see if we have a measuring gap, if we can measure the end of the range. How far will it go to the downside? Now let's see that this is the measuring gap here. Am I seeing it correctly? Right, not working. Oh, you gone. You are late. You are the one. Okay, let's take the whole range. And let's see if this is the measuring gap here. 913, and this would be, well, isn't that amazing? If this is the measuring gap and we have half here, the top of the range will extend to 935. So we've got 10 more points to go, and then we have hit the end of the dealing range, if I measured it correctly. But it's sort of like, so this is the midpoint. If it's you take the bottom of, if we go down, we have to take the bottom of this one, and yeah. So this would be the end of the range here. 938, 22,938. It looks quite solid to me as the end because we've finalized a whole model. I'm going to look for a short during this session. We just want to wait for a better entry. We still have, let's see, quite some room to the downside. But like again, you have to be careful in days like this. It could take its time to go there. 143 points to go. So let's wait for a retracement and then we can enter. There is a lot of liquidity here, but this seems to be all balanced for now. So yeah, let's go look. Let's hunt for a short. Let's wait and go for a nice short. Damn, this was a beautiful move. Just awesome. See, that's why I'm also contemplating to start London sooner, because I do see those beautiful moves happen from 2 o'clock already this week. This is now the second or third time that I noticed that. So I think I'm going to start London sooner, just to be able to catch those moves. Look, this will be my move for sure here. 155, using the first percent fair value gap of midnight, fair value gap here. Time matches up, so yeah, I think I'm going to start them sooner, and just from 2 to, and there's also like, yeah, just depending on the market, I could extend sing out, but I just like these sessions, so I will plan them now from now on sooner, except on Thursdays, because then we have once 2 weeks we have a gardener coming in, and they use a leaf blower and they make a lot of noise, so I can't do that. So then I do it at 9, 2, 3. Then it will be 3 a.m. Eastern. Yeah, but I'm definitely going in sooner now because I hate missing these moves. Okay, So for anyone who's watching, here's another gem. Look at the 4-hour, the 0.33 level. Use them to your benefit. Use the 1/3. ICT doesn't teach that. Um, but you can see how you can expect a retracement from here. So if it's going to move further down, you can expect, okay, this might give you an entry here. So you can wait for the 215 macro now. Let's see. We are getting this short. We are definitely, this is 3 time, baby. Time. We're getting this move now. Look at this. This is beautiful. Do we have any news today in London? Let's see. Oh, President Trump is speaking today as well at 12 p.m. Eastern. Interesting. So, okay, it's good to have the afternoon session instead of the AM session. Nice. I hope we get some nice trades in the PM session. Okay, time. Zusi has gone over this, and I'm looking into that. This is a 3 a.m., and we are approaching 3. Sometimes when you have a run and it's the last run, it matches the time. So me as a time-based trader, I'm still looking at all those old concepts that I can find about time, and there's so much, but this one is at 3, created at 3. We're almost at 3. What if we get this last run into this measured range? If I calculated this as the correct measuring gap, this could be the end of the range here. Let's see. Doesn't, well, we could go further down. So we get a nice move up. There we go, and it hit exactly this level here, as expected. That's my I hope you can't hear those leaf blowers at the neighbors. So what I'm looking at right now is, so this is the first presented fair value gap of yesterday's AM session. And I don't know if you can see it on my chart. If I put my cursor on this line here, it matches exactly with the 25% of this here on the 4 hour of the wick. So what I would do if I'm going to take a trade from here, so we're in a macro now, just want to make sure that we are, I would rather go, let's see it go here, but I would take my trade until this level here. Let's just see now if this is the macro we are going to use to take it down to that level. Looks like it. So what I would do, enter here, you can put your stop, just let's wait a little bit. Just want to wait. Because we're in a fair value gap here. Yeah, see, I just want to wait a little bit longer because we got a flat, this is a flat candle. I would rather see it hit this level and then go down. Yeah, that's what I want to see. So we're 3 minutes into the macro. So when you see a flat bottom candle, that means it's a lack of manipulation. So sometimes you just see a little wick into it, and then I want this level to be here. Yeah, let's just let it run a little bit higher. So these are my specific time-based boxes. Is when you see how beautiful the body's state above it. Okay, I'm getting into a short now. My stop is right above here. Might be too soon. Yeah, I want to see it. It has to hit this level. That's why. Let's wait. On for it. No entry yet. Unless you go long, but for short, no entry yet. See the nice little cat. So you can see how it's having a hard time, right? If you go to the 5 minute, you can see it's the event horizon here, and it's just not going to it yet. It's still long. There we go. Nice. That's it. 303 approaching. So according to this, the AMRP levels are already, it says, on average, the range, this is the maximum range that it has been doing the last 9 cycles. So we can overextend, but now I do believe we're almost done with the move up. So I wouldn't, just waiting for it to be finalized. You don't see a breaker here. There's a breaker here, but are we going to go all the way up and activate this breaker? So that means we have a change in the state of delivery on the 5-minute. I'm still bearish for up to a certain point today. So we just have to see how far it goes up. If it does activate this breaker, I have to change my bias, right? Because then it's like, okay, it moves quite a bit up, plus it's activated this breaker on the 5. Yeah. So that's why I always look at I scroll between 1, 3, and 5, because we'll see a 1-minute breaker here most likely. Let's see, not even. Beautiful small market maker buy model, but I'm still bearish. Oh, it's on. Here we go. So I use these purple lines a lot. So for me, that was also an indication that we wouldn't go further at that point. We would reject from there. There's a lot of wicks on the 4 hours as well. Yeah. Just wondering if we are going up into this wick and then go back down. Before we finalize this last move. No. So we took external liquidity here in this move, in this 4-hour move. Just want to see how far we can go up. External. Internal. This is balanced. Balanced. Okay. Now let's see what happens. Is it going to go over that yesterday's 1:30 p.m. fair value gap? We're overextended on the AMRP levels. We've got a first presented now on the London session. We're almost at the end of the macro. Beautiful move up. Retest 252, go up. So when this candle got broken, you can see this as an inversion. This will be a safe trade. Inversion. I would preferably see a retest in the inversion though, but this would be a good. Take this one as the inversion. Breaks here, you get a retest, or you take this move here, retest into it. I always like to play the retest, but I'm not interested in longs now because I'm so short biased. So you have a retest into this level. It's still macro time. You take it up. Another trade would be if you use the first presented fair value gap. It's created here, and you see the retest here as well, 302. Boom. That's how I use those first presented fair value gaps. And you have a lot of liquidity here, all 10 a.m. and my purple boxes here, 182. Still another room for 10 points. GG. So this would be so if you look at the 15 minutes, right, it's a lot of large candles back and forth. So this is consolidation. Then you have one move, another big candle. So this is typical for this timer, for this Jackson Hole. Now on the 5 minute, we hit that first presented, which I wanted to see. Here. Is this a short now? Let's wait. You have to be patient. You don't want to be caught up. So what you see here, it's a root candle 312. That's plotting. So this the 312 works in tandem with a specific other root candle, which is a 658. So at some point they always move towards each other. So later in the day, when the 658 has been printed, I always watch the 312 as well. That was a beautiful remove from the 0.3, from the 033 right here, measured from the 4-hour gap. Wick, I'm sorry. Well, it's a gap technically, right? So what this information also tells me, right? Once it has been rejecting, you see you've got this large wick. You had your rejection here. That was yesterday. Went all the way back up. Now we had another rejection at this level. Now when it goes down, it will not work as a rejection block anymore. It will take this. Now this becomes a very interesting point of liquidity. So this is how I use those rejection blocks, or the wicks, and then they serve as a rejection block. 1, 2, and this level has been met. So now we can measure. It might futz around here a little bit, but it won't make, once it's going, it will not use this as a rejection block anymore. This has served its purpose. Now, a question could be, but what about this rejection block then? We're still in the 4-hour, so this is the 2 a.m. So until 6, this won't be a rejection block on the 4-hour. But we could go on the 1 hour to see if we do have now a wick here. So you do need to pay attention to this wick. You can measure this one. So that's how you play around with them. Because if you get a lot of seek and destroy, which is typical around Jackson Hole, you do keep an eye on these levels, because it might hit one of these, go back up, and then works its way into this 1 hour gap, okay? Yeah, so that's how you use those wicks. How I use them. So let's see if we have some levels here. Yeah, it's not going back more up. Definitely take a long. See the overextension to 2.5. So this is a nice good. I'm just taking a quick scalp. Just on my evals. Just one mini, just taking this very quick move. Let's see if we would have been on 30 seconds here. So this trade would have been an inversion trade only, just inversion time, because there's no breaker on this area. But look at this move, it's just such a beautiful V-shaped recovery. Awesome. But I'm still short biased. Now let's see if we can find a 15-minute bearish breaker. No. Okay, so now you see we are on the 5-minute. The first fair value gap of Wednesday has been hit. I measured those from the 1 minute only, so I extend them, right? Plus we're in the 5-minute first presented fair value gap of the PM session. That's the green line. So let's see how bullish we are. Flat candle here. midnight. Yeah, the 4 hour, it doesn't look. Would it be logical if the 4 hour becomes a bullish candle? No. So it's a 4 hour going to the downside. So I'm looking at the 4 hour as well because I don't want it to go over the open 189. Could still go to half of this, but if this will be the case, then I guess we're bullish for a little bit more time. But 189. $189. So now it's finding some resistance because it is in the 5 minute yesterday PM first presented plus Wednesday's first presented FQG on the 1 minute. So let's see. Plus we have a fair value gap here. Is it going to disrespect this one? And then we definitely have to reassess, and then we are going to get a much higher move up because we also had a first a bearish fair value gap right over here, and then we could go into these higher higher time frame wick, which then will most likely react as a rejection block. So that's typically then sort of like, can you call that seek and destroy from week to week? But then again, if you look at this on a logical time frame, it took out Thursday's liquidity, so it took out external liquidity. Then it goes back into the range into internal, but it could take its sweet old time today to go down. But It will be very weird if I look at this higher time frame and then if this would be a bullish green candle and then go down. Just doesn't look right to me. So maybe this is the move now that's coming. That will be the move to the short side. Just give it some time. 326. I don't want to miss that short though, to be honest. If it's that short coming, I do want to catch that. It's a nice move now. So this is the move I'm looking for. 2933. And you see now on the just wondering if it's going to make its way up today and then go down. But I don't think so. I was thinking we have a TGIF. Let us go for the TGIF. If we have a move all the way to the downside, so that we widen the weekly range and then TGIF goes back into the range, right? Let us calculate that. Let's make that assumption. Let's see how that would. Let's go to the daily on this one. This is Monday. This doji candle. Nine three two. Three 20. I want to see it reject from here, from this level. 330. You've got a candle here. It's a very weird structure at the moment. Like if I look at this one here, all those 2 4-hour down candles, we have a rejection wick, and then are we going back to the upside now? Looks similar to this structure here, right? 1 2 green candle. Yeah, it still looks bullish to me for now. There's no short. No short yet. 3:33. Nice time. Very good time. We love 333. Let's see if anything significant happens now. Show us your hand. Show us your hand, Algo. We've been good. We've been waiting. We've been very patient. We're sitting on our hands and we're just letting you do your thing. But you need to show us something now. Are you ready to go back down, or are you going to move up? Ah, is it? What are you going to do? You're going to leave some for later? We'll be okay with that. Let's go to the 1. We can see more. Price is moving, right? Consolidation, manipulation, distribution. Um, 'You have a nice little gap in here. Oh, I took that gap, was filled here with this wick. This can be considered a BPR. So it's using this first presented fair value gap of Wednesday's AM session of the 1 minute. It's rejecting from it. Bodies are not going into it. Just slightly over here. 336. Now this model is almost done. 344. We'll get our next volatility ranges so we can have a clearer. Now this one hasn't been met yet. That's good. I like to see that. So we've just been consolidating on the higher Where is the AMRP plus? Oh, here, above AMRP of this time range. So let's see, 344. I'm going to wait now, whatever happens to the next model prints. I'm getting more and more bearish now. For now. Yeah. I just don't want to see a manipulation move to the downside and then go further up. That's the only thing I'm waiting for. So preferably I would like to see manipulation move to the upside. So let's say when the 315 macro starts, or before that maybe even. Then we get it slightly move higher. Into this one here. See, because it's hard to enter here because you don't have really clear. This is just now it's just really a time-based entry, or is it second stage of accumulation for a market maker buy model, the last stage, right? And then go down because there's not really an entry here in the sense of you could say, okay, this is a breaker, activated it, retesting into it, and then you have one more move up, right? It's on the 1 minute, but we don't have that. Do we have it on 5 minute? It's just one candle. Those are weak. You can consider that a true breaker. This, when this gets broken, then I am getting more. That will be for me like a bullish signal. Like, okay, now we've got a bullish breaker on the 5, which has been activated. So if I'm bearish, I don't want to see that happen, right? But if it does happen, then I need to switch bias for now. And then I'll get back to my bearish time later. So we did engulf this candle on the 15. Okay. Now, a potential scenario using the first presented fair value gap. Manipulation move to the London presented one and then move and make your way up. That's a possible scenario. If it's just going to use the London time to, here we go. Let's see what happens. So I'm a little bit more careful now. So 3 minutes bouncing. Let's wait. I'm just going to do it. I'll be right back. Just give me 2 minutes. The new model doesn't start anyway until this time. Okay, the monkeys are here. I live in South Africa, sort of in the bush, so you'll hear a lot of jumping, and my balcony door is open, so I have to be careful. I've got a green screen up, so I can't see, so I have to be a little bit cautious because they do try to come in. Yeah, you can hear them jumping back and forth now. Let me just. So you hear a lot. You probably hear a lot of noise, jumping, and they jump on the roof. And the next door neighbors, they have like a. It's not a tin roof, but it's like a. You can hear it. I think I have to close the balcony door just to make sure because I can't see because of the green screen. And otherwise, we're going to have a lot of fun here with the monkeys coming in and just. They're trying to steal. They only steal apple or a pear or something like that. It's not really serious. But they're very cute, actually. Hold on. Here we go. So you can go outside, monkeys are back. Okay. Um. Now, where did I leave my glasses? Getting old. Need my glasses. Okay. Is this our shortcoming? Are we getting ready for a short? Go. So AMRP levels now it's here. So you see the range is a little bit has gone higher. We've got a little gap here in the 3 minute. It's got my attention. So are we going to move into the range a little bit higher and then go down? Yeah. So you can expect some volatility at 344. Can hear the monkeys on my rooftop. I'm just not sure how much people can hear this mic. It should be noise cancelling, so I hope all that noise is not too distracting. I can hear it, but I think on the stream it's not that. Okay, let's go into this level here. See how beautiful it's creating all that liquidity. A lot of consolidation. So you can use these root candles as premium and discount as well. So the bodies are above the midpoint, right, of the root candle. So that signifies, that could signify a little bit of a bullish behavior to the upside at some point. So we're in premium in regards to this price, to this root candle. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do make this move up to back into midnight. Do we have a little gap here? We do actually, see? 190. So this could be an important, exactly to the mid of this AMRP level. This could be a nice trade because we do have a gap here, only 1 hour, which matches up with the 2.5, and so there could be a good trade with the macro that is starting, the 350 macro, right into this gap. What level is that? 190. Yeah. And that gap is also on the 5 minutes, so that's nice. We've got a gap on the 1 minute, on the 5 minute, on the 1 hour. So this becomes a point of interest to me. It's in the AMRP level. We've got a macro coming up, so let's see if it reaches into it as a manipulation move. That's what I would love to see, that this is the manipulation, and then the distribution to the downside. That is my ideal scenario, but I could be wrong. Oh, hold on. I want this on the 1 hour. This monkey is just jumping. I've got a few chairs and I can hear them playing with it. So the 3 minute has it as well. Let's see on the 1 minute. It doesn't really matter if it's not on the 1 minute, but it should be on the 1 minute as well. But it's a little bit harder to see, right? It's a little gap here as well. And oh, you guys can't see that, but the monkeys are, oh, those little ones are so cute. So they're playing with the shower. It's an outdoor shower, so I've got a glass window there. Playing with the no monkeys. What are you doing? Oh my god. They're just too cute. Okay, there we go. We had our manipulation move to the upside. Okay, let me see. Here we go. I want you to go a little bit higher. see into this gap, right? That's what we want to see. Mm-mm. There we go. Got a nice little short, long here. I'm taking it just up to here, 189. And I'm out. Just don't trust it too much. But so still waiting for my short. Okay, I want to show you the monkeys. I don't know if you can see it. They were sitting on my. That's so cute. I don't know if you can see it. They're so naughty. You know how you. So they were just trying to. I think it's the water. Maybe they want to play with the water that's coming out of the. I don't know. You can see how clear it is. But anyway. So it's just they're very funny. They're gone already. Okay, so now we did get a move into this area. So I had a small. I just took a stab at it, just a very short, a very small long. Um, yeah, it looks like we're going a little bit higher now. I'm still waiting for that short, to be honest, but might be too soon. Okay, so on the 1 hour now, what I would like to see is that we get a wick into this little gap and then move back down. That's what I would like to see, but then again, we could also work our way up back into this wick, which I don't like to see. But we've got a flat top candle here. Let's see. There he is going still going higher. Yeah. Hey, SMC Charter. Nice to see you here. I guess you're an ICT trader, obviously. Charter, are you charter member? Okay, so we hit midnight. It's definitely very bullish at the moment. So I think we went over the 189, right? So yeah, this is now, I have to change my bias now. And the short is not going to go. The short will be much later, not in this macro for sure. Oh, you were? Okay, nice. Oh, good. I love to have ICT traders here, just, have we seen each other in other, you were looking at the market. Yeah, I just started this stream a week ago, and I just want to connect to other. I was actually a coach for another prop firm and doing live sessions, and I was a little bit tied down in what I could say and do, and then I thought, you know what, I'm going to do my own. I had to use black screens. I couldn't talk too much about specific setups, which I really like to do, and I'm really ICT time based and just trying to sort of like have my own little just have my own little way of looking at things, I guess, a little bit different. So I started last week because I knew I wanted to connect. I knew I liked to do the live stream. So I would love to see people like you and just chat and, go over setups and things like that. And like you said, just need the company. Yeah, that's it. That's what I like to do, and that's what I like to build. So nice to see you. Were you on other streams? Because I do recognize your name. I love your name. It's just very, very clear. Yeah. So if you have I would love to have feedback on things like if my charts are too clogged up or some things that I can improve. So, just give it to me. But I love having the company and just, just chatting. And, yeah. So I was initially short biased. And I thought we would make this move further to the downside right over here, but it's just too soon. And if you're a charter, maybe you could tell me if I have my measuring gap correct. I use this as a measuring gap. So this is the total range I calculated with this here. Oh, this bloody thing is on again. So I had the half right over here at the bottom. In my analysis, this is the bottom of the measuring gap, which indicates it gave me the top of an N walk as the end here. So this was then the measuring gap here. So as a charter member, you should, do you know, did he go over the measuring gaps? Because there are some things that I found, but just they're very minimal. So is that correct? Is that what you said you're good? Okay. Yeah. So then if this will be the bottom, I'm expecting to see this range being met today. And then perhaps we have a TGIF later today, going back into the range. So yeah, it might be a good day still. Uh-oh. Is my internet now? What's happening? Hold on, guys. I'm sorry about that. Okay. So on the 3 minute now, we have hit the first presented fair value gap of the midnight session. We are at the top of the AMRP level, so this is a volatility range that is calculated on average on 9 cycles. We still have some room to go. I was bearish, but I have to now change my bias. But then again, this looks like a balanced price range, right? So this might be the top of the bullish move. We're in a fair value gap. Okay, nice, thanks. Thank you. So when I have a bearish bias, I just try not to trade too much to the upside nowadays, because I just yeah, it was a solid move. It was very clear at some point, but then I'm just not interested at this moment. Yeah. So this is something that I find, so when you're on stream, and even though you're trying to do that, you just sort of like, I feel more like, okay, I'm on stream, and it was it was a clear move at some point. I should take it, especially when you're on stream, you want to trade, and especially if it's a solid trade. But then again, I'm also trying to, especially on my funded accounts, to trade less and to have just the bigger moves, which you really like, you wait for, and you sit on your hands and you just wait for them. So that's sort of like I'm trying to balance a little bit. But I just saw it last week, so I'm just trying to figure out how to work that. So I'm originally from the Netherlands, but I live in South Africa. I moved to South Africa, and I'm living here right now. Initially, I moved to the bush because I fell in love with the bush, and now I'm at the coast. I do have monkeys here, so I just had to close my windows and my door. But I'm Dutch, but living in South Africa right now. Where are you from? So time-wise, I love London because it's in the morning, and when I end the stream, I can go to the beach, or I can play a round of golf and then get back to the AM session, and then I stream again at the PM session because I'm online anyway, so I'm like, just like to stream as well now. So I also moved to South Africa because of the weather. It's nice and warm here. So we just came out of winter. Winter means here just the evenings are a little bit chillier. And most likely I will get some insects on my lights when I'm streaming. Yeah, so figure that out, how we go about that. So anyway, yeah. Opening range, or if I see something on 7 a.m. Yeah, pre-market is something I also need to get more into. So London, and then maybe extend to pre-market. So you trade at the 7 a.m. Do you use then the ranges that have been created in London, Asia? If you Yeah, Africa is a beautiful continent. I mean, it's just and it's so diverse here in South Africa. I mean, South Africa we have everything here. We've got beach, bush, mountains. If you want to, obviously there are cities, but I try to avoid those. Um, but yeah, I love it. I mean, I just love the country. And there's nature, there's space. Um, it has its issues, but if you live in some specific areas, I mean, I just have such a, you know, say where I live, I don't live in a state. I don't have any bars in front of my windows and things like that. So there are good places here to live. And yeah, just the nature. I mean, I just miss nature in the Netherlands. Everything is just if there's a branch hanging somewhere and people complain about it, they cut basically the whole tree just to make sure that there's nobody slips over a leaf. Yeah, yeah. The opening range. I'm using the last day's liquidity. You mean the last day's liquidity? You mean the RTH only? Okay, gotcha. Interesting. Yeah. This is the beauty about ICT and being a trader. I mean, it's just like there's so much to learn still, and just to it's just building blocks, and you keep on building on them, right? So look at this beautiful move. I love it. I'm not in it, so I'm just chat. I'm just yeah. So I was already looking at this when on what chart did I do that? Hold on, got so many charts open. Yeah, so I already figured out when we get over this 1 hour range opening price, we have to switch bullish because then we engulf this one. So here we got it already. Canada, nice. Yeah, it's going for Asia high, I agree. Yep, here we go. Got a nice little gap here. Are you short bias for the later session, or are you bearish? Are you bearish or bullish for the AM session? So I was looking at this. This is actually, if I think about it now, I use a quarter, one thirds, right? So if I measure this 4 hour gap and the one third here with 0.33, it rejected from here. And according to my journal, it's a very strong liquidity level to give a larger retracement. So I was already eyeing at this, and I already thought, okay, we're going to get a retracement here. But I was aiming at that measured move, but I was already thinking, I think it's too early because we still have a whole day to go. It's Jackson Hole Symposium, so we're going to get a lot more back and forth, and it's not going to do that move now. So this is a good lesson for me again. When it hits this one third of a 4 hour range, 4 hour wick, we're going to get a higher level and most likely into this wick, right? So here, at this wick here, somewhere to, I guess, another one third, 23,264, 23,264, yeah, most likely into this area here. So from one third to one third, maybe 262, right over here. Yeah, So this is the top of the Asia range here. And this is the opening range gap of yesterday. So you see a lot of the times that it goes back into 25% of it, which is also another first presented fair value gap. Yeah, I agree. Daily open. So if you're in Canada, you should. Most people are sleeping there, right? It's for what area in Canada are you in? Do you trade? Do you wake up for Asia or to prepare for your 7 a.m. For the move, or are you just early riser? Okay, just beautiful. See, this is also so beautiful, right? Consolidation, you got the manipulation move there, and then the rest of the move up. Yeah, 313. Wow. Yeah, I think I'm going to stay on too long. I missed this. I did not take the. I just took a small stab, 2 stabs, and just made a few $100 on just very basically scalps to the upside because I was. I still had my short bias to that lower range, but it was a little bit naive to think if we hit this level here, and once we got over a specific level, I should have changed my bias sooner. But I still have that. I still have that bias for today because let me show you. Well, we did hit the mid of the AMRP level though. Yeah, we could go up to this level now, but we'll see. Need to reassess a little bit. I would think this is a balanced price range now. 1, 2, 3 candles here, but then again we've got liquidity here. Yeah, I think I'm going to touch some grass now. But I'm going to be back later today, PM session again. And so I would love to see you guys. And yeah, it was nice to have some activity and chat. I feel weird because I'm just speaking and I can't hear you guys, but that's something that's part of streaming, right? So I'll be back. Let me see what time. I think it's 12:01ish. I have to check, but I think I'll maybe go even a little bit earlier because of the. Let's make it 12. Anyway, okay. I'm gonna touch some grass, and I hope to see you back. Nice talking, nice chatting. So bye for now, and I hope to see you later today. Ciao, ciao. Have a lovely day and enjoy.